Hello, it's your friend Doublebite, and we're here with some Dominions 5. So I know I haven't played this in a while, but I'm actually about to start my first multiplayer game in quite a while. And we've got some experienced people, way more experienced than me, and we've got some new people, which is very exciting. So I kind of want to make a video going over kind of pretender choices when you're new to the game. So then make kind of an intelligent choice that's not going to be the best choice, if that makes sense. So the way we did this was each player got a choice of 5 nations and to pick from. So I'm going to do kind of go through the nations I didn't choose and how I would pick a pretender for them. Now I want to stress one thing. Your pretender choice is very nation dependent, and one crucial piece of information is knowing how good your nation's spells are. If you have national spells, in particular national summons, that can change everything. And that is something I don't have personal great knowledge of. So take that with a grain of salt. So if I say, oh, this nation doesn't have good sacred units, they might well have a very good sacred summon that might make doing stuff with sacreds way better than I think it is. So take that with a big grain of salt. So in our game, we are doing EA. Let me just make sure I'm recording because it's been a while. Okay. So I am ending up going with Niflheim Sons of Winter. But let's go through the ones I didn't choose and try to, like, if I was going to choose them, what would I do? So, Tiranoq. How do I analyze this? Well, first, I go, hey, let's look at the nations. How expensive are their units? How good are their sacreds? What is their magic like? Alright, so go through the, we have our usual little shitters. Sidhe Warrior, what's that? Okay, they have Glamour. They're pretty cheap. Most expensive thing is gold. Okay. And Tuatha Warrior is our sacred. Quite a lot of gold. And they have low protection, low strength, pretty low stats. They do have glamour, which makes them harder to detect, and they're stealthy. But they're a little expensive, and they don't seem that good, but they do deal magic damage. So on my uneducated glance, they don't look great for sacreds. And I think Tiranoq is mostly based kind of like a stealthy nation in general. So let's look at some of their mages. Again, stealth, we've got an assassin here. No protection whatsoever, just air magic. Furbolg Druid. Looks pretty crappy, but I guess you can just spam them. Sidhe Champion. We've got Priest and they're sacred. Supply bonus. Spell Singer, which is cast spells with less fatigue, which is pretty cool. But not even that great skulls. Bean. Okay. Another sacred. Good research. Gold expensive. Sidhe Lord. Apologies if I'm pronouncing anything wrong. So it looks like we have a lot of sacreds. And some pretty good priests. But generally really low protection, very high gold costs. Got a fuck ton of air nature. And again, high gold cost. Okay, so I'm looking at this, and I'm seeing... I really wish the screen did tell you what their unique spells were, but alas. So I'm seeing stealthy bullshit. I'm not really seeing anything with great stats for being a thug. I could be wrong, but I'm seeing a lot of low protection. Good defense, but... these are sneaky boys. I'm not good at playing sneaky boys. That's why I didn't pick them. But yeah, the number one thing I'm seeing right now is expense. What I'm kind of predicting is kind of want to go in with these and have armies that are way bigger than opponents think they are, trying to outsmart your opponents that way, and get some of your powerful mages online. You do have a lot of air magic and nature magic. So I'm not seeing anything that's amazing to bless. You know, nothing's really standing out to me. And I'm seeing a lot of gold expense. So okay, what do we do from there? Let's think. We're going to want good ways to expand fairly rapidly. And it doesn't even look like we have that much range. So, these guys, what I'm kind of thinking is an Awake Pretender. Something that can kind of let us expand quickly and then kind of pay for more expensive units. So I'm going to look through our big monstery boys. And Ram's Head Serpent, let's see. It's got regeneration, which is always nice. Animal Awe, poison resistant, and recuperation. So healing afflictions and regeneration is pretty much the combo you want on your kind of Awake Pretender, because they will just get injured over time and die. So we have the Ram's Head Serpent here for 200 points, and we have the classic Earth Serpent. I thought Earth Serpent also had regeneration. Earth Serpent has fear, so they just don't get hit as much. So I'm kind of liking the Ram's Head Serpent. It's a lot cheaper than the Earth Serpent. We can look at some of the other ones, but I really like having the recuperation. We got this big boar. It's pretty good. Goes berserk and tramples, so this might not be bad. Again, we're not trying to make the best decision here. We're just kind of trying to think about some of our decisions. Protection 14, 13, 9. Some of our attack stats. 15, 13. Let's go with the boar. Again, not looking for the best decision. This has trample and berserker, so maybe it would be good against like a lot of small infantry. Go with the boar. We're gonna keep it awake. So what can we do that's best while it's awake? Well, we want to try to increase our income as much as possible. So let's just do everything that will increase our income. Okay? Now, we also don't want our Dominion to be totally crap, so let's increase it to 5. For now. Okay. So already we're at a lot of negative points, so we need to start reducing things. Well, okay. This gives us a lot of resources. How many resources do we really need? Let's look at our units. And it looks like gold is the biggest limiting factor, followed by resources and recruitment points, so maybe we don't need as many resources. Okay. Which of these gives us the most resources? Well, that's this. So let's lower that down. This also gives us some resources, so let's lower that. And now we're still at negative 45. Okay, so what other reductions can we take? Well, we could take one less of this. We could even take, say, a plus heat. And now we're up to 35 to work with. Okay. And now let's just go up to 7 Dominion. Can't really increase any of these. But here we have some overall good growth, supplies, resources, recruitment points, and some plus income. If we want to be a little brave, we could go negative luck plus order, so that we have worse events, but fewer of them. And again, that also lets us do that. Alternatively, we can look at our mages and go, we have a couple mages with a lot of research. Plus, we have air, which lets us get owl quills to boost our research. So we could take a -1 to research. And let's drop that back down by 1 and increase our growth. So we have +7 income. Still plus good on other things. Plus growth. Fewer events, so we don't get bad research events. And we can even get 7 Dominion. I know I'm talking fast, going through this fast. The goal of this is to go as fast, is really quick. So again, here we are. I'm like Tyrannog. I'm not too impressed with their sacreds. I'm seeing kind of weak infantry. I'm seeing lots of glamour, so we kind of want to get and stealth, so we want to kind of get big armies that look like smaller armies. So I tried to make something that will help us expand quickly and give us the income that we need for our expensive units. Okay. So that was my very quick Tyrannog. Now let's go with which is the next one that I was randomly given. Let's look at Wow, there's a lot of things here. Okay. So we've got large boys, they're like heat, special units in swamps, sacred dragons, good at recalling a dead god that doesn't use magic skills. So that could be good if we want like a big attacky boy who's going to die early. And we can build underwater forts. Wow, these guys are neat. I don't remember them being so cool. Alright, so what special stuff do we got? Got Enki's Chosen, Sacred, Bodyguard. Pretty good stats. Good strength and attack, okay on defense. Got a Hornblower, is a standard, inspires courage, so that's cool. Got these big boys, they're sacred, they're scary. And they've got pretty damn good stats, but they're expensive as shit, and limited recruitment means you can probably only, I think limited recruitment means you can only get them equal to your Dominion. So if we want to go with lots of Mushus, we'd have to go with High Dominion. And then I think these are large boys with bows. All non-fort provinces. Some hunters in the swamp here. That's kind of cool. And these Enkindu look like they are generally pretty low resource, high recruitment point heavy. Is kind of what I'm seeing here. And this is also low resource. Kind of low resource. Okay. There we've got some aquatic slug boys. Nice. Not sacred or anything. Okay, now we're gonna Elder, Tax Collector. That's weirdly specific. Defense Organizer increases province defense. Okay, these are a lot more complicated. I have not played these guys before. Elegist, good at calling back the god. Okay. So it looks like we have a number of sacred casters as well. We have some damn good priests. Like having a level 3 priest is huge. Okay. And then again, we have some underwater mojo going on. That can only be done in underwater forts. Alright, so here's what I'm thinking. I'm seeing a lot of sacreds, including the dragons, strong priests, so that seems like it's be pretty good for a bless. I'm also seeing that we have some underwater synergies, but very few underwater units. So I'm thinking maybe we try to get some water and air magic to help our unit, so we can construct things to let our units breathe underwater when we eventually get to the later game. So I'm kind of feeling a bless. I'm kind of feeling like a god that can run around a little bit. Maybe someone who can be like super combatant later in the game. But focus on like a good bless for now. Alright, so let's see. And I'm kind of thinking water, air for helping us out later. So I'm looking in this medium Dominion area because we don't want to go totally immobile. Let's see if any of these will stand out to me. The moon, we got Astral. Astral actually could be really good. We have a lot of sacred units, and Astral can give us, I think there's some really good Astral blesses. I'm gonna pick this. Let's look what the Astral blesses are. Yeah, we can get Etherealness, which is just disgusting, We can have like, yeah, fuck it. Let's go full astral. I don't know if that's smart. Again, we're not playing this as if I know anything of what I'm talking about. We're just gonna kind of go for it. So what can give us as much astral off the cuff as possible? And okay, this gets us air and astral. That's kind of nice. Again, you know, we're just fucking around here. We're just fucking around and finding out. Fate. 3 astral. Fortune teller can prevent bad events. Okay, let's try this. Let's go with Fate. And we already know we're gonna go just... Jesus, we need 10 astral for that. That's so fucking crazy. And also 3... That. Let's try to aim for Dormant. Wait, is... Add plus effect incarnate only, so it's only when they're awakened and alive. Oh, that's fucking crazy. Okay, we're gonna try Ethereal. This might be terrible. This might be a trap. I'm gonna go with Dormant. And we don't want to go in prison because our super powerful Bless is only good when they're incarnate. So now we just kind of want to survive until then. So we like heat. So we're gonna fucking ramp the heat up. Even though we like heat 1, the heat 3, it spreads slowly, so it'll be too warm in our center, but it might help us out on the outskirts. Let's do 5. We want to counteract this lack of supplies and income. So we can kind of do that. If you want to increase our income a little bit more, once our god is awake, she can prevent bad events. So let's maybe, we'll do 1 bad luck, but 1 order. So that we get some more events, a little bit worse luck, but when she wakes up, we'll be fine. And we've got okay income and resources and stuff. Now, looking back at our units, we don't need a lot of resources. A lot of our units are very resource cheap. So let's tank this a little bit, which lowers our resources. And we can do that. Wait, does that actually increase our income or lower it? They changed Seasons Dominion too. So this gives us a lot of recruitment points. Fuck, we could even go real hard. This almost counteracts our income loss from these 2 negative things. We've got pretty bad luck. And plus 4 events. So that's a little dicey. It's a little dicey. This is a little risky. But it would let us take advantage of our preventing bad events. I probably wouldn't go this risky. I would probably do something more like that. Or even... How's that? No, probably do like this. That's probably where it goes. We're a little low in income and resources, but we've got plenty of recruitment points. We've got growth and supplies. This is probably how I would go with a major bless kind of thing. Again, this is all the eggs in one basket. Let's do something that's a little bit less all the eggs in one basket. So again, I'm thinking a bless would be good for them. I mean, we could do something awake since they're good at recalling their god. I'm too worried about that. Let's look at our sacred units again. So we got high protection, low defense. Defense is basically how likely they are to get hit. Protection is how bad the hit is. It's got kind of low defense. Chosen, kind of average. The NC, kind of overall pretty average, pretty good HP. But let's go back to that plan of doing air, water. That sounded kind of smart. Alright, so let's see. Sky, got some astral. Air. Moon, we've got air and astral. Sweet waters. Depth researcher, that's pretty cool. Sky, we have a fuck ton of air. what do we have naturally? Okay. I'm thinking I want to get something leaning more towards water, because I think we have, looks like we have lots of air. So let's toss that. Let's keep the rest of this the same. And without that bless, we have a lot more to work with. So let's try to do kind of like a... Can we get away with this? Nah, new paths cost too much. It's kind of an Easter egg, but if you have 3 in all of these... Oh wow, we actually can get 3 in all of them. That lets you do blessings. So if I have 2, we can't get blessings. But if you have 3 in each of these, or 3 in each of these, they can let you get bless effects. This is a stupid mechanic. Oh wait, and that tanks are Dominion to shit. Okay. Alright, so we're not going to go with that. Changed my mind. We're just going to go 4 in each of these. And let's boost our Dominion back up. Water breathing. Sacred units can breathe water, but it's incarnate only, and it costs 7 water. That's probably not worth it. Recovering from fatigue is surprisingly good. Let's just like, increase strength. Fuck that. Let's get one more of these. Increase strength. Reinvigoration. Defense. And... I guess cold resistance, since we tend to not like the cold anyway. Although we could go harder here. And we can take 2x defense. So it'll be hard to hit. And from there, we can even get up to 7 Dominion. And kind of adjust this a little bit, like we don't need to go so hard into magic. So maybe we can lower that. Focus more on income. You know, that's an idea. So yeah, this is kind of another way to go. Kind of scales, kind of bless. It's kind of like a hybrid-y thing. But something to kind of really, I don't know, just kind of get us started, I guess. Losing steam a little bit here. This is stretching my brain a little bit, and I haven't really talked to many humans lately. So the next one, well, no, we'll continue on. The next one I got is Xibalba. I have never been able to figure out how the fuck to play these assholes. But let's kind of go through. We've got a lot of little shitheads that have, like, no stats. And they're blind. We've got a Sacred here. But... and they do fly. These honestly have pretty good stats aside from their strength. And the Obsidian Shard Blade does magic damage, so these fuckers actually seem pretty damn strong. And they cost a lot of recruitment points. Got Scorpions, which don't seem very good. Got guards. These have actually pretty strong swords. And our stuff does seem to cost mostly recruitment points. We just got so many little things here. Okay, what's this big boy? Oh, okay, so we've got some good death and blood magic. And when I'm thinking death and blood, I'm thinking kind of summoning hordes of skeletons. I'm thinking blood summons and death summons. So I'm thinking late game, our strategy is going to be trying to do summons. And it looks like early game we're kind of swarming. Okay. So what I'm thinking here is it looks like they have a pretty weak early game, carried mostly by flyers, and then nasty late game due to fucking terrifying blood mages. So we really want something for early survival. So I would probably go with... oh, these are all cool as hell. You have a skirt made of snakes. And more snakes. And horrifying. Oh, I love it. God, they have the coolest pretenders. They have a statue of a bloody mother. Hot diggity. So yeah, I'm not going to kind of go into the full process, but I would probably go with something, probably something awake to help spread early. What the fuck is this? Okay, this guy could actually be dope. I might actually go with this. So, he's terrifying, very, very durable, and still on reanimation and blood searcher bonus. So basically, I would probably pick this fucker, sweep around the early map, just trying to take out a bunch of stuff, and then later on use him for summoning and blood magic. So we can do the trick here, maybe to get like a minor bless going. I'll do one of them awake, so I probably can't afford to do that. Maybe just do that and get withering weapons, which can decay things, which is nice. Just for because we do have those flying sacreds that seem pretty okay. And then the rest of it, crank up the heat, get a little growth. Still got quite a bit to work with here. Our mages look like they're not the best researchers. Or at least, I think our mages are going to be really heavily into combat. So we might not want them to do as much research, so maybe we want to, do that. Oh wait, and we needed a lot of recruitment points, actually. So go order, and some bad luck. To kind of counteract that. Maybe something like this. Just to kind of let us get that recruitment points that we need for expensive recruitment units, but without too much else going on. And again, having the high order, low luck combination. I think that was better in Dominions 4, but I think it's still valid now. Not certain. But yeah, at a very quick glance, this is how I would kind of try them out. Whew. And I'm actually doing another recording in a half hour, so whoops. Playing today well. And last up is Miquelon Reign of Blood. So we are blood, 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 blood. We get bonus fire and blood blesses. If I recall correctly, yeah, we've got Jaguar Warriors that become Were Jaguars. I don't know if we can see what stats of the Jaguar are. But yeah, basically Were Jaguars are great sacred units. Got Eagle Warriors who are ambidextrous sacred dudes who can become blessed and fly. So yeah, with this we are going with a bless. We are going with a motherfucking bless. Could go with something similar, but just to switch it up, we start with bonus fire and blood bless points. And I believe Miquelon needs a lot of blood slaves, because I think you spread your dominion by sacrificing. So one thing we could do as a kind of a little bit of a cheese is try to do that astral, ethereal units thing that we mentioned before. Doesn't super play to our strengths, which is why I'm a little hesitant, but it could be fun. Let's just see how expensive that would be to do. I don't think this is the best plan. This is just, it could be funny. So in this case, we do Dormant. We need to do that. And that's pretty much it. Everything in one basket on this one. We could get just super crazy and just make everything totally shit and do something like that. But that's a terrible idea. So I don't think we should go with the full Ethereal Bless. I genuinely think it's better probably to lean into their strengths. Okay, so this blood, Spirit Sight, what other benefits do we get from this? Fountain of Blood, better Blood Searcher, scary as hell. Yeah, so let's do Fountain of Blood. Blood Vengeance. If wounded, the attack must roll a mark and an equal amount of damage. Unholy Weapons. Blood Bond. Blood Surge is kind of cool. Blood Vengeance is probably good. And I think we also get bonus fire from this nation, if I remember correctly. Wow, we have this many points and we're still awake. Hot damn. Fuck, maybe we do go Bloody Vengeance, okay. Death Explosion. That's hilarious. I'm pretty sure that's not good, though. Heat Aura is pretty dope, though. Let's lower that down. Wow, we have a lot to work with here. Hold the fucking phone. Our stuff seems to cost a lot of recruitment points, so let's go with that high order bad luck combination. Do a little bit of growth. And boom. This honestly seems kind of dope. I'm gonna save this one, actually. That's a terrible name for the god. But yeah. Anyway, so that was just off the cuff. If you'll notice, I didn't really go do like a high scales build for any of them. It didn't really seem appropriate. Let's see if I can actually just pick one that I think would be just good for scales. So often ones that are good for scales, I feel, are giant ones. Because like your default units yeah, your default units are just so fucking strong. Like 18 strength, okay, horse is size 3, giants are size 4. So this is not really a giant one. What's a actual giant one? This is several kinds of giants. Yeah. These guys are just like stupid big and stupid strong. These guys seem fun. I don't think I've played this since these guys came out, actually. But yeah, so this is a case where your units are just so stupidly strong to start with, in terms of raw size, that you might want to just go with resources. Just raw resources. No sacred troops, mostly human slave soldiers. I don't know. I think I'm talking out my ass a little bit. I think I would need to plan a little bit more to do this video more in depth. If anyone watching has suggestions on nations that just do really well with just pure scales, let me know. But yeah, anyway, I hope this was helpful. If not for planning strategy, at least thinking about how to think about this game, since there's so many choices that can be very intimidating. So just kind of narrowing down your view to look at one or two specific factors for each nation can really help with at least experimenting with pretenders. And yeah, hope you enjoyed, and wish me luck for the multiplayer game that I'm going to be starting soon. And until next time, Double Bite out.